Okay, Shalom Akim, Kahalayim Na Yahabashim Yashab Bashim Kudash, and double honors to the greatest and apostles. Thadi How Thadi Yashab for the strength and all to make this video. And Yaratazar, this also helps to open your eyes, for any new brothers that may be watching as well. So I was gonna name the video, yes, UK has a looming darkness upon open vessels. But I was thinking, I'm gonna just keep it the same way because I felt as though I made a similar type of video in the past, like of the same guy as well. His channel name is Life After 40. You may have seen him in the recommended section. But yeah, man, I got this video recommended by him, and by YouTube, I should say, and it says, Is it just me or is everyone losing their minds? And you got you got joke on the left, people being in mental asylums. Reminding me of Batman Gotham City. But point is, people are mentally losing it, man. They're not grounded. They're loose and unstable, and you can notice it, especially here in the UK, because of course he's in the UK. You're gonna hear from his accent, anyways. But yeah, man, people are moving crazy out here because they ain't got the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. They ain't got the names Yahweh Yahshua, nor the belief to suit those names, to use those names, to really be rooted and be grounded with their everyday walk, man, with their everyday thinking. That's why we always got to say, we always got to be grateful, that saying, Thawda Yahweh, Thawda Yahshua, for the strength you provide my spirit, mind, and body. Because there are people walking out there that don't have the strength of the spirit, they don't have the strength of the mind, nor do they have the strength of the body. It's through the How Bashim Yahshua that's how we're able to go outside and do these work, week after week, going to camp as well as doing the weekly videos as well. It's through the strength of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. That's why we're grateful. Anyways, let's get on with this. Shouldn't be too long of a video, but every time I say that, it's a long video. But we'll see. Yaratazar shouldn't be too long because the point is pretty simple. Bring out some precepts and that's it.
What's going on, people? Back again. Why are so many people mentally ill or weird or strange? Have you noticed that? The uptake of people who are just weird, man, on the trains, on the streets. So I used to have this friend, we were part of a trio, we were part of a clique when I went to college. His name was Joseph, and man, we had good times, man. He was a good friend. He was like proper charismatic. I kind of remember when back in the day I used to envy him, man. I thought this guy was so cool, he was good to the ladies, that sort of thing. Real cool guy. He was normal, right? So this was when I was a teenager, so yeah, when I was like 18 or something like that, right? Or maybe 17. I saw him a few years back and I bumped into him. And I was like, when you recognize someone, you think you recognize them. But I was like, well, this guy, it can't be him. This guy looks a bit disheveled. Nah. But you're staring at the person. It was him. So he's like, yo, oh God, what's going on? He's proper like road guy. He never used to be. He was quiet, charming. He was, we were kind of, we hung out and did like naughty stuff sometimes and sometimes good stuff. But he weren't like ghetto. He was coming, he's like, yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Oh yeah, what? MJ, yeah, what you saying? And I was like, oh, you're right. How you doing, man? Long time. He's like, yeah. But when he couldn't look at me properly. He was looking shifty. So he's like, oh yeah. Hey, you looking good. And I'm like, oh, thanks. He never talked like this at all. He talked like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I was like, bro, yeah, what you been up to, man? Good to see you. I didn't want to say anything about his appearance, and there was a little smell there. I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to be like, and try to be polite, man. But I was like, geez, this guy's down bad, isn't it? Yeah. I've been doing my thing still. Like, all that kind of weird movement.
And for any for any American brothers that may be watching this as well, this is how certain young young Jake over here do speak. We could say that, you know, the teenagers, sometimes early 20s as well, the ones that are in the projects, as certain American brothers would say. I know Elder says it as well. The projects over here, I think they call them yeah, as he said, you know, the ghetto, innit? You know, that's how Jake be speaking, man. But let's get a precept. If thine body full of light. Hold on. So Matthew 6 and verse 22, it says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness, man?" So of course, you know, with that individual, you know, the guy in the video, he mentioned about his old friend not being able to look him in the eye as well, because he's how can I say this? He's participating in debauchery. If that's even the right word, debauchery. You know, and degradation, degrading. No. Hold on. Let me try to get the word quickly. I just realized, no, I didn't even need to search the word. But the word is the degrading activities, man. You know, which are really just activities of darkness. That's why I read this. Matthew 6 and 23. "But if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is this darkness?" So, you know, he would have had a whole bunch of demons on him, man. You know, because his eye was a single. And even if his eye was single, it would be of the world anyways, man. You know, unless they have Yahweh Shimi Ashai, which is another level of light in the body. You know, not like these Christians in their delusion. But yeah, so the light of the body, verse 22, Matthew 6 and 22, the light of the body is the eye. So of course, that's why you couldn't, you know, look him in the eye, man. Even at least for a good few seconds. Where it says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light." You see? So, you know, that's why people, you know, getting into these degrading activities, they're pretty much giving up themselves to demons as well, and these demons are infiltrating their minds, and you know, what is debauchery is affecting them. But yeah, let's continue with this.
Like me.
Actually, hold on. Yeah, you know what? I'll play a little bit more, then get another preset, then you know, play some more.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, bro, yeah, what you been up to, man? Good to see you. I didn't want to say anything about his appearance, and there was a little smell there. I didn't want to say anything. I wanted to be like, you know, and try to be polite, man. But I was like, geez, this guy's down bad, isn't it? Yeah. I've been doing my thing still. All that kind of weird movements and stuff. You know when you're like, yeah, like, let me just wrap this up because I don't really trust you with my valuables. Like, it was like that. It was sad, man. Like, this guy met my mum. He's in my house. We used to roam everywhere. Me, him, and some other guy, my ex-friend. I said ex-friend, like we divorced in friendship. But the guys I used to hang around with. But it was so shifty. And he kind of had a smell, and it smelled like the herb. You get me? Smelled like...
Yeah, Arkin should know what he means by that, man. You should know what he means by that. The green herb, man. Anyways, I mean, technically we could say it because isn't a weed an actual plant though? But yeah, anyways, let's get this preset because what he's describing here is the sickness of Israel too, and it's not just Israelites going through it. You got Edomites as well bugging out in their heads too. But this precept is about Israel. So Isaiah 1 and verse 5 to 6. "Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more, and the whole head is sick, and the whole heart is faint." So yeah, Israelites are just being stubborn against the Most High, but Yahweh, man. You know, it's like, what's the point of beating you lot anymore? But really, that's a scary thing because the final destruction is going to be an absolute an absolute wipeout with fire, man. So that's gonna be like when the father of a son may lash out at the son, that's what it's gonna be like, man. With that utter nuclear destruction to come. So Isaiah 1 and verse 6, from the sole of the foot even onto the head, there is no soundness. So there's not like a healthy or pretty much healthy or complete or whole way of thinking for Israel. There's no soundness, there's no healthiness to it. But wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, they have not been closed, which means they haven't been healed yet. All these traumas, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. So Israel's in a very degenerate state right now, man. Especially if you say in the hood as well. So these curses, man, they were given to us for a reason, because of disobedience. That's why verse 5 says, why should ye be stricken anymore? We're being stricken through the curses. So anyway, let's get back to the video. And also they're in a very a dark state, man. Before I get that precept, let me continue on.
And you kind of had a smell, and it smelled like the herb. You get me? Smelled like the reefer. And I've always said this, man. Listen, I used to do that time, occasionally and stuff like that. But I mean, there was a period where I was doing it a lot, and I was noticing it just made me not want to do anything. But I think, man, he was smoking the wrong stuff. And sometimes you can get these things where it's not the natural herb, and it's like they put all these chemicals. You don't know what the hell they're putting in that.
Yeah, you got the synthetic ones. Obviously, back in the day, they were more organic. But not that I can speak from experience, but from what I've heard. So the point really is, Esau's corrupted everything, man. Not that you're supposed to be doing that stuff, smoking that stuff, but even the bad stuff, Esau's corrupted.
Could this be the reason why a lot of people are mad? I used to have this friend in school, primary school. He was my best friend. When first time I met him, I came back to my mum's. I came back home and I told my mum I want to be called his name. And he did the same thing. And our mums knew about the other kid. And when they finally met, it's like, are you the mum of him? That sort of thing. We were the best of friends. Man, he went down the cool path, and then he went down the roadman path, and then we kind of just like dispersed like that. He was into stuff that I wasn't really in. He used to make roll-ups, not roll-ups and tobacco roll-ups in the herb. Like, I remember he used to say, I used to make, he'd roll one up the night before he goes to sleep, and put it next to his bedside table. So when he woke up, he'd have one there to smoke. That's how he smoked religiously. And then, they sectioned him, man. They found him in a bathtub. Just there, lying in a bathtub, clothes on and everything. Kind of stuff you hear in the movies. Sectioned him off. Ain't seen that guy since. I don't know. He could be dead for all I know. I don't know. But is it because the people are smoking weed? Because even when I go into central London where I work, man, you go Shoreditch, Liverpool Street, you see this guy, you see all these weirdos. Hey, you got any money? All that kind of stuff, but just weird. You're like, oh, ew.
Yeah, I remember one time as well. So I won't say the area, but in that area, when sometimes you got Jake or Edomites, begging for money. Some of them, there was this particular Jake that actually came. To me specifically, that was one time, and he also came again at another day to me and a brother as well, to beg for money. But he just came in this flipping aggressive spirit, man. Like, I need money, I need money, I need money, I need money. It was just coming in this aggressive spirit, and then that type of spirit's like, no. First time that he did it, of course I folded. But then second time he did it, when I was with the brothers, like, no, this guy ain't it, man. This guy ain't it. It was all through the strength in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But yeah, there's a lot of demons out here upon people, man. It's getting so aggressive. So that's why we got to pray to be protected in these times as well. So yeah, man, pray for strength, pray for protection from Yahweh Shem Yeshua. As we know, we're already protected anyways through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yeshua. Psalms 34:7 says, I'll just get down quickly. The angels of the Lord encampeth around them that fear him. And we fear Yahweh Shem Yeshua. That's why we have our protection. 34:3, and that's what leads us to action, man. Let's see. Actually, not 3. What am I saying? So Psalms 34:7, the angel of the Lord Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. So of course, Yahweh Shem Yahweh has sent us angels to protect us, man, because we fear Yahweh Shai. So we'll be good, and we have to truly believe that, man, innately. Hence why we shouldn't be worrying about, all these demonic attacks. We pray, maintain faith that we're protected. Keep it simple, man. Again, the ultimate level of faith is to just know that it's already happened, or to know that that outcome is already there without seeing any evidence at all. That's the ultimate level, to just know that's already done. And that's just our faith in Yahweh Shem Yeshua. That's our innate belief in Yahweh Shai sending us protection.
All that kind of stuff, but just weird. You're like, oh, ew. like, what's going on? Or on the trains, and I'm not talking people that are just drunk. I'm talking people that are not well. You can just see they're not well.
That's because they're in darkness. Let's get this. They are in darkness. 8 and 11. So this is Matthew chapter 8 and 11. Key part is verse 12, but this is Matthew chapter 8 and 11. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and the west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven. So this is referring really to Israelites in the kingdom of heaven. But the children of the kingdom shall be cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Yeah, because Jacob's trouble is coming. Prior to the kingdom, the children of the kingdom, Israelites, they're going to have to be in that darkness, man, because they don't want to repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. So that outer darkness is still about a spiritual darkness where, there's no soundness in their mind, as we read in Isaiah 1 and verse 6. They're not in a healthy state spiritually. They're not sound. They're not grounded in the wisdom and stability, the wisdom and knowledge which provides the stability of times, or stability of troublesome times, I should also say it too. They ain't got the wisdom and knowledge to be grounded. That's what I'm saying. And that's rooted from the scriptures. So they're in darkness, as it says, they're cast out into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So there's going to be a lot of pain, man. There's going to be a lot of pain. Right, 29. And this is part of the curses as well. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. To grope means to search out for something. To put your hands out, you're searching for something. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So of course no other nation will come and say, hey, why are you doing this to the Israelites, man? No one's going to intervene, because it's the Most High's will for us to do this, man. Really, if anything, Yahweh Shai is the one who's going to intervene, but really for the elect's sake, the first fruits, not for the whole nation. Hence why it says in Isaiah, let me see if I can get it quickly, but that's the curse right there. And thou shalt grope at the noonday. So they're going to be searching for something to keep them grounded, but they ain't going to find it, because they're in darkness. It says that the blind gropeth in the darkness, as you can see there in verse 29. Anyways, let's see this. That's what that's why Yahweh Shai is going to save only the remnant. So Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, Esau, Edom, but shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So we're going to stay upon and rely on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Verse 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. So that remnant is referring to the 144,000 and the 1/3 in Zechariah 13 and 9. 144,000 in Revelation 14 and verse 2 or verse 3. Anyways, let's get back to the video and wrap it up. Because I think I got one more precept.
People that are not well. You can just see they're not well. Like my ex-friend. Eyes shifty, like, not looking at me. You're looking good still. You're looking good, isn't it? Like, all that kind of weird stuff. Like, what is wrong with people? Is it the food that we're eating? Is it just society has eroded our minds, and maybe social media, or the noise, or the injections, or all the crap that gets.
Yeah, he knows what's up, man. He knows what's up. In terms of obviously there's a lot of jakes, and not just jakes, but other heathens that actually are aware of the atrocities that Esau Edom is doing currently, man, from 2019 onwards. Really, we could even go back and say 2000 onwards. Of course, if we were going to go that deep, from the beginning of creation onwards. But yeah, anyways, focusing on the modern times right now, the prophecies. There's a lot of atrocities that people are aware of now. As you mentioned there. Certain things, the food, the injections, the obviously the things that they're spraying in the skies as well. They spray in the skies, the chemicals come down and then people start inhaling it. Sometimes brothers may even notice that wherever you may be, America or here, you go outside into the balcony, or you just go outside in general, and then you just take some air in, and then the air just don't smell right. It don't smell as fresh. The rain, after it rains, sometimes the air is a tad bit more fresh, but let's say as it rained in a bit, sometimes you can smell the darn chemicals, man. It's a madness. But yeah, man, people are done up in the head. Instability. In fact, speaking of instability, I've been mentioning it, so I might as well just get Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is his treasure. So keep up. It says wisdom and knowledge to give stability, and it's our strength of salvation. And the fear of Yahweh is the treasure. And with treasure you protect it very well, which means we've got to keep that fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and pray so that fear remains upon you of Yahweh Yahushai. Because remember, if you fear Yahweh Yahushai, the world, you will become fearless to the world. Because there ain't nothing that they can do to you that would hinder your faith and your connection and your fear of Yahweh Yahushai. Alright, let's see this.
Spilled to us. Is it eroding our minds? Are we becoming dumb? I don't know. And it's like only the strong survive. Like the people that are slightly weaker minded.
Strength of salvation, that wisdom and knowledge that we have of the scriptures, that's actually a strength, spiritually and mentally. One could even say physically as well, because of course scriptures talk about advice on exercising, exercise profiteth little. So of course, spiritually, mentally, physically, really in all manner of ways, we're strong because of the scriptures, because of the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So yes, only the strong survive, but only the elect of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, which you could say the peak of strength, God-like strength, because the scriptures say we are gods, ye are gods. So in I think it's Psalms 82 or Psalms 96. Let me get that. Yeah, Psalms 82 and 6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are the children of the Most High. See? Even Yahushua quoted that. I think John 10, John 1. In fact, hold on. Let me just double check that. Yeah, John 10 and 34. Yahushua answered them, is it not written in your law, I said ye are gods. So yeah, man, only the powers will survive, and that's through the strength of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna play a little bit more, and then I'm gonna just end it off there, man.
Weaker-minded are crumbling. Is that I don't know what it is, but there's a problem because I am seeing. I'm just the eye test. I don't know the statistics. I'm sure they'd be interested to check out, but just the eye test alone, I'm seeing a lot more weird people, a lot more crazy people, man. A lot more people you want to cross the road because they're just not right in their head.
Yeah, because they're in darkness. But yeah, Shalom, Yahweh Shemi Ashah Brakatham.